Hello and welcome to VOA's Red Carpet. I'm Jackson Vunganyi. As we close out a busy year, we look back at some of our top stories featured right here on the Red Carpet. From hanging out with Amerado Bana, one of the rising stars in Ghana's music industry, to visiting a restaurant in Nairobi where robots are serving food. Ethiopian visual artist Herui Aregawi talked to us about using his art to tell stories of his homeland. Those stories and more right here on the Red Carpet. Let's go! Derek Safo Kantanka, known widely as Amerado Bana, is a Ghanaian rapper and singer who hails from the eastern city of Kumasi. Rapping and singing predominantly in the Twi dialect of the Akan language, Amerado is fast becoming one of the most versatile artists in Ghana's music industry. He told me that he initially turned to music as a means of supporting his family. Let's check it out. Amerado first gained popularity for his rap battles hosted on local radio stations. The Kumasi native, who had ambitions to become a professional footballer, moved to Accra to pursue music full-time, a decision that his mother was not too keen about. He made his break with Yetensem, an innovative series in which he blended news and rap.
Personally, I never thought I could become a musician. I used to love football a lot. 14 years. When I was 14 years, I lost my father. And then my mom had no penny to cater for me. So I couldn't move on to tertiary. That was when I started working in a hospital. Then I discovered that I could rap through two people called AZ and Kwao, who discovered me on a radio freestyle section when I had one at KFM. Doing music was based on survival because that was the only way out for me. So I started off with going on radio freestyles in Accra too. And I started battling people, losing some, winning some, and then I came out with Yet and said my weekly freestyles that shot me to fame, and then here I am today. After I returned from England, because I was contemplating whether to continue my music career or maybe find something to do, because it wasn't picking up for me. Yeah, so that was when Yet and Sam came. We used to brainstorm every evening to find something catchy that's gonna catch the eyes of people in the COVID era. I had to tell the team that we can't be doing this thing forever. Let's try to halt it and try other stuff. And then we started dropping major songs. That was when I did my first hit song with Black Sheriff, Abotre. And then I kept on with them. The evolution is massive. This is just a young chap who was just rapping, a typical hardcore rapper who was just doing word plays and puns. And now I had to rediscover myself and tell myself that, yo, this is business. Aside the intrinsic motivation, you have to make sure that if someone is investing in you, the person has to make profit. I have family, I have a team, I have people around me that needs to get better as I get better. So I told myself to sit down, learn ways where you are going to tap into other markets, you get it. So I know you know that now I've started singing. That's part of the evolution.
In Kenya's capital, Nairobi, a new restaurant is generating business and buzz, not just because of the food, but because of the staff. Robots serving dishes is the main attraction of diners who flock to the Robot Cafe. Juma Majanga reports from Nairobi.
Welcome. It's lunchtime at the Robot Cafe in Nairobi's Kileleshwa suburb, and an unusual waitress is causing excitement.
Thank you, Nadia.
Nadia is one of 3 robot waitresses incorporated here to improve service delivery. This is a first in East Africa.
You assign them duties in the morning like normal waiters. You tell them which tables one particular robot is supposed to go, or what is expected to do there. Because for instance, they do more than just serving. They sing happy birthday. For instance, let's say you do a reservation and you have a birthday. It's going to deliver you your cake with the message and everything, and also sing happy birthday with you with a background of waitresses.
Since opening in Nairobi 2 months ago, Robot Cafe staffers say the reception has been good. with the robots being the attraction for customers like Brooke Abito, who is here today with his family for lunch.
I was happy to show my kids this, in Africa, in your own backyard. So yeah, it was very good. You can see that the technology needs a bit of development, but it's really nice how the robots take the food, they come and serve you. And when I come back next time, I want to see the robots more interactive, taking your orders, bringing your food. But it's a very good first step.
According to government data, the hospitality industry is one of the big sources of employment in Kenya. The introduction of robots in the sector brings fears of people being driven out of work by machines. However, industry experts like Edith Ojuang say there is no cause for alarm, as the technology will just serve as a tool to improve efficiency and quality of service delivery.
I really don't think it can face off the entire human labor, but it will be incorporated still, just like we have incorporated the other technology, and we've used it to improve our human labor and worked together.
Experts say the era of automated restaurants has finally begun in Africa, and diners should expect more integration of robots in their dining experiences. Juma Majanga, VOA News, Nairobi.
Ethiopian visual artist and storyteller Herui Aregawi Gabremariam has lived in many places since leaving his country to escape a civil war. He curated an exhibit titled Navigating the Now, featuring his own pieces alongside those of artists Akilu Temesgen and Dereje Demisi. Through his art, Herui invites viewers to contemplate the evolving nature of cultural identity in a globalized world. His work not only serves as a visual diary of his travels to places like Lamu in Kenya, but also an invitation for viewers to contemplate the evolving nature of cultural identity in a globalized world. Herui's art is a diary of his travels and experiences. His journey from Ethiopia to various places in the world has been documented on his canvases. One such place that has left a significant mark on him is Lamu in Kenya. The island's unique blend of cultures and architecture have inspired some of his art.
So this series, like part of, especially the four works here, are inspired by my stay in Lamu. One of the striking things about the Lamu is beyond the fact that it's a cultural melting pot, it's rich history, good food. They have a unique building technique, which involves mixing corals with lime. Most of the houses in Lamu are white or broken white, and you can have multi-story buildings like narrow alleys and like these beautiful bougainville flowers and these old buildings, plus the refined carpentry, which like you find everywhere, like in the rich people's houses, the poor people's houses. There is always a patterned carved doors.
For Herui, every new place becomes a chapter in his ongoing story of home. His paintings invite viewers to contemplate what home means, not just as a physical space, but as a feeling, a memory, a connection.
I've been here it's been only 5 months since I made my move to the US, but between the place that I call home in northern Ethiopia, in Tigray, and moving to the US, I've stayed in for more than a year in Kenya. So yeah, the question have been lingering.
What is home to you?
It should be somewhere between, like it should be an overlap of like feeling safe and as well as feeling like belonging there, right? The idea of home is not just about the safety, it's about knowing you're surrounded by people who share same values, same language.
His journey began in Mekelle, the city of his birth, which he was forced to leave due to a civil conflict. But his memories and love for his homeland remain alive through his art.
These pieces are titled Makalongan and Makala 2. They depict their depictions of my hometown, Makala, where most of my family lives. And I made these paintings in 2022 while the war, the Tigray war was still active, and there was no communication with people living in the region, my friends and my family. So this is practically me trying to lift myself up and to live a love letter to my hometown.
South Africa's Minister of Sports, a self-described former gangster, wants to promote a sport that has associations with South African gangster culture. The sport of spinning involves fast-moving cars and dangerous stunts. And as Kat Bartlett reports from Johannesburg, the way it's conducted is not always legal. Let's check it out.
This is spinning, a turbocharged sport where drivers spin cars in quick, tight circles while passengers perform treacherous, sometimes death-defying stunts. The sport got its start in South Africa's poor townships during apartheid.
We have the best drivers in spinning. And you can see today, you can see there's no seat belts, there's no brakes, there's no windscreens, there's no helmets, but these people can control their cars. They are super, super, super drivers. I scream till my voice is gone, the way I'm excited about the sport.
Marvin Clark promoted this event, which drew several hundred paid spectators. Some spinning is at organized legal events like this one, but much of it takes place on the streets, where out-of-control cars have killed spectators in the past. Those events are illegal and associated with gangsters. One such former gangster is Gayton McKenzie, who was sentenced to 17 years for armed robbery in his youth.
I grew up where the area that you are born in decide which you don't have a choice in which gang you become. As a gangster, going to jail was a badge of honor. You've made your bones.
He came out of prison and went into politics, running on a populist anti-immigrant platform. Now he's South Africa's controversial new Minister of Sports, Arts and Culture.
And there's two reasons why I want to do this. Well, three reasons. Reason number one, there's a massive interest, was my first point I made to you. The second point you make is it's dangerous because they're doing it everywhere because the police are chasing them sometimes. Now, once you regulate it, once you make it safer, and once you put the rules there that you can't do this, you can't do that.
The longtime spinning aficionado says his first task in the job will be to promote the sport. Renowned car spinner Kyla Oliphant says she's hopeful about Mackenzie's tenure as sports minister.
He'd like to make spinning big for us, legalize it. Obviously, we'd have the government behind us. I'm hoping that everything is going to go in the right direction, having funding for us, assisting us.
She explains how the sport originally started in the townships as a funeral rite to honor the deceased.
I think spinning is unique to South Africa, like each and every country has their own thing. Spinning back then started, before my time, it started off as, people used to steal scars and spin around the coffin of their leaders.
For many who grew up in South Africa's impoverished urban areas, danger was always a reality, and spinning was, and still is, a way of life. Kate Bartlett, VOA News, Johannesburg.
Thanks for watching VOA's Red Carpet. I'm Jackson Vunganyi. For more entertainment news, remember to check us out at voaafrica.com. We're also on Facebook, on Instagram, and on YouTube. Don't forget to like, to share, and to subscribe. Until next time, goodbye everyone.